Hello and welcome to another episode on Maritime Radar. The ports in Nigeria play a crucial role in socio-economic development by being the cheapest mode of transferring cargo for importation and exportation, as the average number of vessels that enter the Nigerian port yearly is about 5,000. The Lagos Port Complex, situated in Apapa, Lagos, the commercial center of Nigeria, is also known as Premier Port and the earliest and largest port in Nigeria. The port was established in 1913 and construction of the first 4 deep water berths commenced in 1921. The Apapa port is well equipped with modern cargo handling equipment and personnel support facilities, making it seemingly cost-effective and customer-friendly. Repositioning Nigeria's port for efficiency and embracing technology are some of the issues that will be on the front burner on today's show. I'm Nneoma Obi-Asualo. The Nigerian ports before now have been described as the most expensive and inefficient in the West and Central African sub-region. This made the nation's seaports unattractive to importers who prefer diverting cargoes meant for Nigerian ports to neighboring countries that have efficient port systems. Dilapidated port infrastructure, long cargo dwell time, vessel turnaround time, long clearing process, and port congestion occasioned by traffic gridlock are some of the challenges that have retarded the viability of Nigeria's seaport and contributed immensely to cargo diversion to neighboring countries. However, in the last few years, things have turned around for good following painstaking work to enforce reforms at the port. Before we get further into today's lineup on the program, let's find out the latest in maritime news.
The Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria, MWN, says it will commence a nationwide strike action on Monday, June 5, over the lingering dispute with shipping lines regarding the welfare of its members. The union's President General, Adewale Adeyanju, at a press briefing in Lagos, said that the union has been fighting with the shipping companies on the welfare of workers to no avail, despite several ultimatums. Adeyanju claimed that workers in the shipping industry were being treated like slaves, which is why the union has decided to go on a strike. The Lagos Port Complex outgoing manager Olufunmilayo Bola Olotu has been commended for professionalism, passion, drive, and commitment to excellent service delivery at the port. In her valedictory speech, Olotu said that under her watch, the port was able to win the fight against corruption, facilitated trade, and surmounted prevailing challenges that hindered effective business activities.
A tree does not make a forest. Any accolade being poured on me today, I share with every member of the workforce under me, both HODs, junior staff, senior staff of Lagos Port Complex. So we were able to overcome all with a strong commitment to place premium on professionalism by promoting our personal values of integrity, hard work, firmness, fairness, friendliness. Yes, I know I've been hard on people, but I can also beat my chest that I've been fair. Transparency, accountability, and equity.
The country managing director of APM Terminals Nigeria, Frederick Klinge, commended Olotu for her contribution to the development of the port.
It is through difficult times that the strongest bonds are forged. And I think I speak not only on my own, but certainly also on Mr. Klaus's behalf when I say that such bonds have certainly been forged. And we are immensely grateful to you and the commitment, the professionalism, and the friendship that you have showed us through the years.
The outgoing port manager, known as the Queen of Ports, is the longest-serving female port manager in Nigeria and has been posted to the Nigerian Port Authority (NPA's) headquarters as Assistant General Manager, Tariff and Billing. The United Arab Emirates Foreign Affairs Ministry says it has withdrawn from a United States-led maritime coalition after an extensive evaluation of its security needs. In a statement, the ministry noted that as a result of the ongoing evaluation of effective security cooperation with all partners 2 months ago, the UAE withdrew its participation in a combined maritime forces. The UAE said it was committed to dialogue and diplomatic engagement to advance regional security and stability, as well as ensuring navigation safety near its shores in accordance with international law. The decision marks a pivotal moment in the region's geopolitical landscape, altering the dynamics of international cooperation in maritime security. The 34-nation task force headquartered at the U.S. Naval Base in Bahrain was formed to counter terrorism and piracy in the Red Sea and Gulf areas. The region contains some of the world's most important shipping routes, and since 2019, there have been a series of attacks on vessels at times of tension between the U.S. and Iran. The International Maritime Organization IMO and South Korea have signed an agreement to launch the first thematic project with official development assistance funding that specifically focuses on women in maritime. The Smart Sea Women, which stands for Sustainable Maritime Transport Cooperation Project, aims to contribute towards gender equality by increasing employment opportunities for women in developing countries in the maritime sector. Working in collaboration with the IMO's Regional Women in Maritime Association, training will be provided to help women advance their careers in related industries. The 4 key pillars of the project include online and field training on maritime matters, fellowships, global networking and information sharing, as well as consultancy to develop national plan for empowering women in the maritime sector. The project will be funded for 5 years to the tune of $3 million.
Africa needs its own storytellers, people who understand the continent because they're from it. People who know that news is more than just a conversation starter, it's our stories. Because these stories run deeper than headlines and segments. It's about digging deeper to get the facts and telling the human side of every single story, not just the echoes from foreign headlines and perspectives. It's time to take back our narratives and share them in our voices. The birth of Africa's New Age reporting, and this is where it begins, right here at News Central TV, with stories that put Africa first.
If you're just joining us, this is Maritime Radar. Our focus on the show today will be on the Apapa port, looking at how Olufunmilayo Bola Olotu, the 26th erudite and highly cerebral port manager of the Lagos Port Complex, has fared in handling the prevailing challenges at the largest and busiest seaport. Stay with us. It's good to have you on the show today.
Thank you.
Let's start this conversation looking at your tenure at the Lagos Port Complex, which unarguably heralded a new dawn. How did you achieve that feat?
I had my strategies mapped out. I had my self-defined mandates well actualized. I came in on 3 C's when I came on board to consolidate on the achievements of my predecessor, to create new platforms and opportunities for me to showcase what I'm enabled to do, and to now proceed on continuity of what we have set out to achieve. I also ensured that I had an open door policy, a policy of inclusiveness. Nobody is too small or too big to give me an advice.
Mine is to process, weigh the options, and ensure that at the end of the day, the federal government of Nigeria, through the office I've been given, is in no way shortchanged.
The seaport is the largest and the busiest. What will you say was your greatest challenge?
My greatest challenge will still be the port access roads. Whatever we've put in place within the port, we are talking of quick turnaround for vessels, faster cargo clearance. The moment those trucks cannot get into the port as and when due, and also exit because of the poor state of the roads, that was a huge challenge. And for truckers, there were so many challenges of being extorted by personalities outside the control of the port. But my take then was anything that has to do with the immediate presence of the port corridor, I take full responsibility, and they know I will always take action. I had zero tolerance for corruption. So the access roads, and I'm sure coming in today, you still have seen that it's just in a bad state. But I believe that with the incoming government, those will be addressed.
So what strategies helped you out? Because it could help the next person that is coming,
yes.
you know.
We have this slogan that we've coined, placing premium on professionalism in everything I'm doing, be it in meetings, be it in processing documents. Will you do it as a professional? Yes, we are in the public service, but I think I brought the private mindset into public service.
Okay.
I don't tell people, if I tell you my meeting is going to be 1, it's going to be 1. If I say it's going to be for 2 hours, they know on the dot of the 2 hours. We round it up, we can schedule another meeting. And I also believe that integrity counts in everything you are doing. When people know you are taking difficult decisions, but at the end of the day, it does not come from any negative mindset. It's for the common good and for the national image of our country, so that we keep, disabusing people's minds on all these negative narratives that are out there. And you don't cut corners under Mrs. Olotu. People know that. The records are there for everybody to see.
Okay, with your wealth of experience, having been the port manager at Calabar and now at Papa Port, what will you say is the greatest challenge facing port operations in Nigeria?
Before now, I would have said the draft limitations of our ports, because most of our ports are actually river ports. Okay. But with the introduction of the Lekki Deep Sea port, we are beginning to make, an inroad into more international trade facilitation. Okay. The draft at Lekki is from 16 meters upwards, whereas in Apapa it's 13.5. And even that 13.5 meters, we have to be mindful of kilt clearance so that vessels do not run aground, meaning you cannot even take a vessel of 13.5, maybe 13, 13.2, and we create room for that clearance. So I believe that is one area that affected us. Most of the ports in the east, 7, 9, Escravos, Calabar, the drafts were quite limiting in terms of the scope of trade that we could have attracted.
So do you see Lekki Seaport making up for whatever is lost at the Lagos ports?
I believe Lekki Seaport is going to be a hub.
Okay.
When I say a hub, the bigger vessels can go there. Okay. Off-take vessels can still come to this other river port. And why do I say so? Shipping is, based on cargo. Okay. And the cargo will always be where the industries are. So even if I have my factory in Lagos, okay, which part of Lagos?
Okay.
So if a bigger vessel is bringing the consignment, yes, they could drop at Lekki, and we could have barges, we could have other means of cargo evacuation to now bring them to these river ports that are still closer to the industries that the cargoes will be used. So I believe there's going to be like a complementary role between the Lekki Deep Sea Port and other ports that we have in the country.
Okay, you mentioned that the challenges was in trucking and now drought. What are other challenges that you think bedeviled the operations at the port, and how were you able to surmount those other challenges?
Now we have a concession regime in the ports, meaning a PPP arrangement where the terminal operators are in charge of cargo handling, and we are still in charge of maintaining infrastructure and ensuring that the common user areas are well maintained. In all of this, we have human factors. I am me, you are you. My values may not be your values. And you see that sometimes management is telling you, we want to digitalize, but there are still pockets of resistance, because change, like they say,
yes, is difficult.
Difficult to, you know.
People always enjoy that comfort zone and don't want anything they are not sure of.
Yes. I said I want to go paperless, send all my instructions via email, via other electronic means, and sometimes you're like, you come to the HOD's meeting, ma, they didn't give us hard copies. Check your mail.
And they didn't check it.
But the MD did something. That's Malam Mohammed Bello Koko. He started using mails to relate with us. So if he gives you an instruction via mail and you don't open your mail, you're on your own.
You have to come from that top to bring up the brace everyone
and
up.
Gradually everyone is adjusting to that.
Up next will be your experience as a woman in a male-dominated industry. But that will be after this short break. Please stay with us.
News Central TV, Africa's #1 storyteller, has come with the best of both worlds. With a combination of news app and live TV, we ensure that you keep track of the latest headlines, breaking news, and in-depth analysis from professional journalists from around the continent. Download the News Central TV app on Android and iOS and get started today. Don't forget to follow us on News Central's social media platforms. News Central, Africa First.
If you are just joining us, this is still Maritime Radar, and I still have with me Olufunmilayo, Olotu. Before we went on that break, I was asking that you share with us your experience. This almost 35 years in a male-dominated industry. How has it been for you?
It's been tough. I'm not going to deny that. Some come from the place of culture. A woman cannot be my boss. Some come from the place of religion. Some also come from the place of my smallish stature, which could be very deceptive. If you underestimate me based on what you think you are seeing physically, you've got something else coming. But what I've tried to do is show compassion. You must have understanding for the people working with you. You are not just managing the official aspect of that individual. For me, I believe in going the extra mile. If the person is one person who loves going outdoor, why not ensure I put him or her on tasks that are outdoor rather than complaining that is not delivering? Then I try to also show respect, which they say is reciprocal. I am the boss or the leader. Does not mean I should talk to people anyhow. I'm very mindful of my words when I'm relating with all, be they stakeholders, subordinates, colleagues. I've also tried to use that. Then I'm very jovial in nature. There are some things you throw at me and my response might take you off radar. I have someone like you at home. I'm, oh, really? I don't think so. Do you know if she's really like me, she will be in this office, seated on this type of chair and giving you instructions. And so we just were like, excuse me, you had me right. I've made my points. And I keep it.
Go and chew it.
Yeah. Sometimes you also come up with certain ideas that are hijacked. You are the originator, you are the initiator, but at the end of the day, somebody else takes the credit. So while I was climbing up the ladders, I learned to allow them some space, to feel good, feel empowered, but I always ensured I mail it to you. So the trail of the mail will always indicate in years to come where it actually
Came from.
Wow. You can put your signature. I don't have issues with that. It's public service. Somebody must sign the authorized signature, right? No problem. I was behind the scene. But a time came, a day like this, that I can sign. Be Olufunmilayo, Olotu Mrs. It's my signature.
Wow.
I'm no longer preparing for somebody else to sign. So I learned to humble myself. I learned to serve my superiors, and it paid off at the end of the day.
Wow. How does it feel today? It's your day. And you are the longest serving female port manager in Nigeria. So how does it feel to be on the seat today?
Sincerely, Nneoma, I feel really excited. I feel fulfilled. I feel accomplished. I'm grateful to God. A part of me is also heaving a big sigh of relief. No more late night calls, no more there is this problem, no more coming into the port at 12 midnight because they say there's a fire somewhere and you must be a frontline respondent as the port manager. No more pleading with my husband. Sorry.
Please, I have to go now.
No, I'm not coming home.
Oh.
Yes, I've had times like that.
Wow.
I can't come home.
Wow.
I went to check into the nearest hotel because there are some things to be addressed tonight. I've done undercover boss. In fact, when I was posted to a papa, coincidentally, I came in 2 days before my resumption date because I knew that the moment I'm introduced, everybody could put a face to the name. So
okay.
I came, and my slender body helped me. And I went all through the corridors, all the places they were complaining of extortion and whatever. I took pictures, I took notes. So by the time I came on board and I was saying something, no, madam, no, it's not like that. I was confronting them with facts and figures. Those were risks that I had to take. But today I'm just so happy that all that is like a huge weight is dropping because I took my job with every seriousness, with every passion. And pardon me, I need to say this. To the Venerable Clement Olade and the Olotu, I love you. And I appreciate you for the immense support you gave me. You were my greatest cheerleader after my father. And to my mom too and all my siblings, my children, thank you all for helping your daughter, your sister, your mom to come this far and exit in this grandeur manner. Thank you. I appreciate everybody.
So what do you want to be remembered for?
I want to be remembered as a woman of principle. I've always told them, I'd rather be principled than be popular. Because when you're a woman of principle, at the end of the day, the popularity will look for you without you soliciting for it. To be remembered as a woman of integrity, a woman who ensured that the revenue base of the Nigerian Ports Authority in all the places where I served went up. And that explains why I'm now going to my core constituency of tariff and billing. I'm a real billing expert. I'm saying that with every sense of modesty, debt recovery. It comes to me naturally, ensuring that you do not shortchange, like I earlier said. I'm sure those in MPA will remember me for that. The woman who kept putting us on our toes and who kept raising the bars even when we thought we were right.
Wow, what do you have to say to a woman watching you today? Maybe in the maritime industry or any woman watching today.
Never use your gender as an excuse to underperform. Whatever innate capacity that God has given you, leverage on it. I told you earlier that some places I apply jokes. All of us have unique personalities. Identify what yours is. Bring it to the fore and ensure that you always deliver so that nobody will ever tell you it's because she's a woman. No. Just put in your best. Be you and you will shine.
Wow, Lagos Port Complex must be blessed to have someone like you. And I really enjoyed my time talking to you. It's been Olufunmilayo Bola Olotu. She is the Lagos Port Manager. Many thanks for your time on the program.
Africa needs its own storytellers, people who understand the continent because they're from it. People who know that news is more than just a conversation starter, it's our stories. because these stories run deeper than headlines and segments. It's about digging deeper to get the facts and telling the human side of every single story, not just the echoes from foreign headlines and perspectives. It's time to take back our narratives and share them in our voices. The birth of Africa's New Age reporting, and this is where it begins, right here at News Central TV, with stories that put Africa first.
And that's our show this week. I hope you enjoyed it. I did. Every week, join us on Maritime Radar as we explore factors that will ensure the development of the maritime sector in Africa. You can also expect the latest in global maritime news and industry insights right here. I'm Nneoma Obi-Asualo. Many thanks for watching. See you next time.